Hello and welcome to Social Action News, and today we are going to be discussing and answering your questions on Twitter. Rosie and Honor have joined me today to talk about two social action documentaries in particular. Would you like to introduce them?
Yes, we will be discussing the 2012 Coney Invisible Children campaign.
And the Louis Theroux documentary Extreme Love Autism.
So what is a social action video?
A social action video is a format of information carried out by groups of people working together for the good of others. The objective is to bring out social change to benefit individuals, communities or society.
What is the need for a social action media product?
Social action media products range from an article in a newspaper to posters around public areas. You will find that social action utilises the media as a creative tool to increase public's knowledge and raising awareness.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the videos. A tweet has just come through and it says, evaluate and describe the social action videos.
The video was a project that a man, Jason Russell, started when he met a young boy named Jacob in Uganda that was running from his life to get away from Coney. Russell soon took matters into his own hands when it was revealed that thousands of children just like Jacob were fearing for their lives from abduction. It was after Russell made a promise to Jacob that he would help him that this social action video was made.
And the Louis Theroux documentary is called Extreme Love Autism and shows Louis visiting one of the best schools in America for autism. Not only does he meet with the students, but he also interviews the parents and how having a child with autism affects people around them. The main issues raised in this video come from the family and the home life. You see in the video how hard it is to live with them. One particular mother had her child put in another home, and after Louis meets with her, you see how hard it must be to cope. There are different cases for autism. Some can be extreme and can lead to violent episodes, which Louis was able to film, and it was pretty hard to watch.
Oh, so this tweet asks, why is there a need for an action?
There is very clear need for an action for the Invisible Children video. Jason Russell, the narrator, clearly explains what to do to donate to get in touch. As a result, the video is extremely powerful and motivating to the audience, and I think one way Russell shows how action needs to be done is within the first few seconds as he introduces his son. This immediately must make parents lucky to have a healthy, safe child and at the same time feel even more obliged to do something and donate money. I think that Louis' video promotes the much need for action as the audience are left with the option to do something and make a change.
The next tweet asks, what are social action videos trying to do?
The Coney video was made to get the audience to take action and to make a change to the victims, and the narrator backed this up with a lot of facts and statistics. Meanwhile, that isn't what Louis was trying to do. His documentary was made to give viewers a better understanding and educate them in the topic of autism. I don't think Louis wanted you to do anything, so it leaves the audience to take matters into their own hands and decide for themselves what they want to do. Whereas the Coney video, the words you and social media were used in order to make the audience feel guilty and motivated and to help to donate. This was something that Louis avoided simply because he was only educating us on the matter.
Right. I have another tweet through. Is it a national or global change?
Well, they're quite different. So the Coney video was a video that went global and affected us all globally as each one of us could have the option to save a child from being affected or used as a sex slave. Meanwhile, autism can affect people globally, but the video isn't a change, it's just affecting us and showing us what could happen.
Right, okay. So who is involved in the video?
In the Coney social action video, Jason Russell is involved, and he also involves his son and Jacob, affected firsthand by Coney and his actions. Jason involved his son, so we, the audience, are emotionally attached to him. Jacob is a child that has been terrified by Coney. He releases his emotions on camera for the audience to get an insight of what it is like to be where he is. Louis Theroux involves the autistic people and families in his social action. This shows the viewers the video subject firsthand.
The next tweet says, is it to change attitudes or raise awareness? How does it do this?
Well, the Coney campaign video raises awareness for what is going on, and it works extremely effectively as it's raw and shows pictures that hit home and make the audience realise what's actually going on in the real world.
Yeah.
The Louis Theroux videos are used in a way to change attitudes and show multiple points of view without showing a clear opinion or side, and that's why it works really well, because Louis does this so effectively because of how he acts around the people, and no matter what, he's friendly towards them, no matter what his opinion, so it works really well.
The Coney 2012 campaign video, stereotypes are proven during this video as to how twisted Coney himself really is. And this strengthened the American community massively when Obama decided to support the campaign and raise awareness for what Coney is doing. The Coney campaign brought so many groups of people together as they wanted to fight for justice of the children Coney had abducted. The Louis Theroux autism video does change stereotypes as it is based around the stereotype of people with autism, and it really shows how much autism affects people through their day-to-day life.
Right. Can you tell me how this strengthens a community?
A perfect example of strengthening a community is how much the Coney 2012 campaign brought together people so that they could fight for justice and protest together. This completely worked as a result of this was Obama noticing what was going on, and he got his troops to come together and fight Coney.
Can you provide information?
It is clear that the Coney campaign video does provide information because that is the point of campaign videos. They have to get across enough information in order for audiences to take them seriously and for them to want to talk about the topic further. The Louis Theroux autism video provides information in a more subtle way, but it still gets the information and point across for the audiences to understand, enough to then talk about, and Louis also highlights the facts before interviewing anyone, which is a good way to get the audience's attention to start with.
Is it a campaign?
A campaign video is a coordinated series of linked advertisements with a single idea or theme. It is usually directed at a particular topic, and the point behind it is to get across a small message or a big one. The Coney 2012 video is definitely a campaign video, as it is trying to get a message through to viewers the whole way through, as well as give out information to people and make them aware of what's going on. The Louis Theroux documentaries are not campaign videos, but they're documentaries, so they still provide information, but in a much more questionable way, in the sense that the audience is then questioned with what they stand for, and it makes them start to think about what they're doing.
So, do these videos want to build relationships?
Both of the videos want to build relationships. Throughout the Coney video, Jason talks about Jacob, who was abducted and forced to fight by Coney, and how much he wanted to save Jacob. Louis always forms relationships within his documentaries because of how much he shows he cares about the people within the documentary, and he always goes back to visit the people he filmed with after the documentaries, which again shows he cares.
So, what good has come from the action?
Coney 2012 social action video has allowed people to understand what's happening to children in Africa. Not only this, but has made people take action against Coney and try and stop them from killing the children and making them into soldiers or sex slaves. Jason Russell explains clearly what to do in order to take action and frequently mentions that Coney cared and how it will benefit the people affected.
So, this tweet says, what techniques does each video use, and what is the best technique?
The techniques used in the Coney social action is spreading round the word through different medias, for example banners, posters and social media. Also interviewing those affected by Coney, really giving an insight on what it's like to be a child in Africa. Louis Theroux social action makes people more aware of autism and how it affects families by showing the viewers firsthand on what it's like. He would stay with the families and record bad moments. Louis masks this by asking controversial questions that put the subject on the spot. He also shows the audience every detail, which can make for quite uncomfortable viewing. This is effective as the audience are given a real insight to the world of autism and understand how hard it can be sometimes. Although being first-hand with the families and giving the raw material and real footage of what autism is like and how it affects people, I personally think the Coney video used the best techniques. Spreading the word around through media because a lot of people these days use their phones and it just ends out that more people will view social action through this technique. Russell frequently mentions the word you, making the audience feel responsible, encouraging us to take a step. I believe in strength in numbers, and I guess was the point, and it is so easy to donate.
Is the video effective, and how was it effective?
Both videos are effective because they both put the point across but in different ways. Coney's social action video, he states his own opinion and gets people that have been first-hand affected by Coney to explain what they've gone through and how bad it really is. The audience get emotionally attached to the people that have been affected by Coney, as they are shown throughout the video more than once. Louis Theroux allows the family to state their feelings and does not let the audience know his opinion. However, Louis also visits the families back and forth, so automatically the audience become attached.
And lastly, how has it stirred an emotion?
Well, the Louis Theroux documentary has stirred an emotion because he often sees and visits the family multiple times throughout, so the audience automatically become attached. The Coney video has made the audience emotional by involving people, as in the audience, by saying you and mentioning that we can donate, so we're automatically going to want to because it's a awful matter.
That's it for answering your questions. After the break, we'll be on location in Henley to talk about our social action video, so stay tuned. I'm here in Henley-on-Thames where we're going to be filming our social action video. Our social action is on the lack of independent shops in Henley-on-Thames as they have been taken over by loads of charity shops and coffee shops. We don't have a problem with the charity shops as they help people in need, but the coffee shops and restaurants, there's just way too many of them, which we don't need many of them. Thank you very much, and back to the studio. That's all we have time for on today's show. Make sure you don't miss next week when we interview Louis Theroux. Thank you, Honor and Rosie, for helping, and see you next time.